I'm gonna mute my mic here real quick. Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in to Legion Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon, as we get ready to continue Southwest Conference play as the Roseburg Indians welcome in the Sheldon Irish to finish out the first half of conference action. Roseburg comes in perfect 6-0 in conference play, alone in first place. They've won their final 6, a winning streak that started when they got conference play underway against North Medford. But tonight they'll face a challenge from the Sheldon Irish squad that's always tough, despite their 2-4 record in Southwest Conference games and 7-9 record overall. This Irish team has started out the season hot, beating some very good teams. They'll come here to Legion Field in Roseburg looking to try and get things started in the stretch run of conference play. I'm Joey Kieran. Welcome in, everybody, to today's action for Roseburg baseball on the radio. The Roseburg Indians have gotten into a hot streak now that conference play has gotten underway, and they are looking to stay one game ahead of South Eugene with a win, or possibly stretch that lead just a little bit if they can get some help from around the rest of the conference here today. It is a beautiful day out at the ballpark. It has been great weather for the last week, but the Indians haven't been out on the field for a game in a week. The last time they were out here at Legion Field was last Tuesday in a big win against South Eugene, as the entire Southwest Conference took Saturday off, and they get back to action with a full slate of games coming up here today. So we get things started with some big games coming up as we get ready for the second half of the conference season, but everybody going to be well rested with all their arms available. We'll see how things work out this afternoon. As we make our way through the pregame show here, we'll get a chance to talk with head coach Troy Thompson, get a word in with him to find out how the week off went for Roseburg, what kind of things they were able to work on in practice, and see what they're thinking as they get ready for the stretch run, alone in first place. Before we take our first break here in the pregame show, want to let everybody know today's game is streaming with video live online at 541radio.com. Click on anything that says Watch Roseburg Sports. The Roseburg Indians, you can find them most of their games, including all the rest of the Southwest Conference season. We will work to have them streaming live online at 541radio.com, so follow the action as we make our way through the second half of the conference season. Roseburg Baseball today brought to you by Bimart. Score big at Bimart, where you can get ready for your season for less. We will come back and get a word in with head coach Troy Thompson after this quick break. It's Roseburg Baseball coming at you today, streaming live online at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Back here with more of our pregame on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score, and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Roseburg getting ready to wrap up the first time through the Southwest Conference schedule, taking on the Sheldon Irish here at Legion Field today, and get a chance to catch up with head coach Troy Thompson with our pregame coaches interview. And Coach, guys had some time off here and no games on Saturday for the conference, and you got a little bit of time to maybe rest up, heal up, and get a chance to focus on some practice out there, which you didn't have a lot of at the start of the season due to all the weather issues. Some nice weather here and a chance to get outside. How did it go for Roseburg over the last week?
Well, you basically covered it. We did all those things. We had some good days of practice. We had a day or two off that we normally wouldn't have this time of year, and so we took advantage of both those things. We had good days to work out with the weather and got some good workouts in here at Legion Field, which was nice to see finally. And then had a day or two off to get a little rest, hopefully get our legs under us and be okay here starting back into it here today against Sheldon.
It is kind of the kickoff to the stretch run for you guys. You'll face Sheldon, then get right back into it with South Eugene coming up this weekend, back into doubleheaders on Saturdays. Getting ready for kind of this final push, trying to make it into the postseason, maybe win a conference championship. What kind of things, wisdom can you impart to a team that is looking to get into the postseason for another season, maybe to make another run deep into the postseason? What kind of things can you tell these guys to try and get them ready for this?
Well, we talk about the same things a lot. We've got to continue to play the game and not our opponent, and if we can play the game cleanly and get our solid pitching and get some timely hits and play good defense, we'll have a chance for all those other things that come with it. So we don't talk about the other things. We talk about trying to play the game as best we can, no matter who we play, and hopefully good things come from that.
As you guys had a chance to have a little bit of downtime health-wise, I know you've had, Stone's been on the bench with his knee injury. You've had illness that's kind of done some things to you guys. How are you guys feeling right now as you get ready for this?
Well, actually, it's kind of more of the same. John's still down with the knee. Hopefully, it's getting better as we go, and he's done a good job with his rehab and being here and being engaged, but unfortunately, he's not ready to get back on the field yet. Hopefully, knock on wood, the sickness has kind of passed us, so hopefully we're out of that mode. But lineup stuff is still the same. We have to do a little mix and match when some guys move from here to there, whoever's on the mound. So that part's still been a challenge and will continue to be to get our lineup set. But the kids have done a great job playing with it and playing through it and putting themselves in positions to be in ball games and ultimately win ball games. So hopefully mentally we're in a good spot right now, ready to come out and, like you said, kind of start this second half of the season almost after today, I guess. So I think we're looking forward to that, and hopefully we continue to do the things that
Well, that was head coach Troy Thompson. We lost our interview with him there for some reason. Not sure what happened with that. Let's see here. Apologize for the interruption to our pregame coach's interview. And we will just go ahead and end it there. I'm not sure where things left off as we were talking with Coach Troy Thompson about how things are getting ready for today's ball game. Roseburg coming in on that 6-game winning streak as they get ready to take on Sheldon. It'll wrap up the first time through the conference schedule. And so big-time game coming up here for Roseburg as they look to try and stay undefeated, and if they can get a little bit of help from North Medford today, they could end up with more than a one-game lead over South Eugene for first place in the Southwest Conference if they can get a win here at home today. Looking at the Southwest Conference standings, Roseburg in first place at 6-0, 9-3 on the year overall, ranked number 3 by the OSAA Power Ranking, and Roseburg actually coming in at in the latest OSAA Today coaches poll released on Monday, and Roseburg came in at number 9 in that latest poll, finally getting a little bit of love in the coaches poll there after receiving some votes earlier on in the year. Roseburg hadn't even gotten a mention, but finally getting back in there after their hot start to Southwest Conference play. Ranked number 7 in the state in the OSAA Power Ranking, South Eugene is 5-1 in conference, 12-4 overall this year. They are coming off of that loss against Roseburg back on Tuesday last week. South Eugene is at home today against North Medford. North Medford is ranked 21 by the OSAA. They're 3-3 in conference, 8-7 overall. Sheldon comes in 26th in the power ranking, in 4th place right now in the conference, tied with South Medford, both teams 2-9. Sheldon 7-9, or 2-4. Both Sheldon is 7-9 overall this year, while South Medford is 6-9 overall. But both teams tied at 2-4 in conference. South Medford ranked 28th in the OSA Power Rankings, and in last place right now it's Grants Pass at 0-6. A little bit of a surprise there to see the Cavemen out to such a tough start to the conference slate. Ranked 31st by the Power Rankings, they are 8-9 overall this year. But right now, you look at it with the Power Rankings, you would expect that every team in the Southwest Conference would have a legitimate chance of getting into the postseason, either as an automatic bid or as an at-large berth. And so that's pretty good for the conference if they can do that, continuing on with the season. So Roseburg in first, a one-game lead over South Eugene at the moment. If South Eugene were to lose to North Medford and Roseburg wins today against Sheldon, then the Indians would have a two-game lead over the Axe with there would be 7 games left to go in the conference season. So really looking forward to seeing how things play out today around the conference. Excuse me, it'd be 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 games left to go in conference the rest of the way there. So might have misspoke just a little bit, saying that there was only 7 games left to go. So, but yeah, very excited to see. You've got North Medford at South Eugene today, Grants Pass at South Medford. So should be a lot of very interesting results to come away from that, and we'll see how that goes for everybody and where we stand when things are all said and done. They're doing the field maintenance out there as we get ready to go for today's ball game. Want to remind you, Roseburg Baseball is brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? We are getting ready for first pitch between the Indians and the Irish. Roseburg coming off of their big win over South Eugene in their last game, getting a 5-3 victory after falling behind 3-0 in the top of the second inning. The Indians slowly chipped away and were able to score the go-ahead and insurance run in the 6th to take a 5-3 lead and the victory for Sheldon. They're coming off of a win as well. They get a 3-2 victory against Grants Pass last Wednesday. They haven't had a full week off. They played on Wednesday last week. Sheldon takes the lead early and able to hold off Grants Pass down the stretch. The Irish win their last game, but they are 2-3 over their last 5 contests under second-year man Kellen Hobie leading the way for Sheldon. We'll go ahead and take our final break of the pregame show. When we come back, we should be getting ready for first pitch. Don't go anywhere, folks. Our ball game getting ready to go here in just a few moments. From Legion Field, it's Roseburg Baseball coming at you today, streaming live online at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Beautiful day for baseball here at Legion Field as we get ready for first pitch between Roseburg and Sheldon. Taking a look at today's weather for the first pitch. We got partly cloudy skies overhead. We had a lot of blue skies earlier on, but now looking at partly cloudy skies. 77 as we get close to first pitch. A high of 78 today here in Roseburg. Expecting the clouds to continue to increase the rest of the afternoon and dropping to an overnight low of 50 coming up tonight. That is a look at our weather forecast as the coaches exchange their starting lineups at home plate, and we get ready for today's ball game. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Supercuts starting lineups in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. Start out with the visiting Sheldon Irish, led by head coach Kellen Hobie, 7-9 on the year, 2-4 in Southwest Conference play. Leading things off is Cal Morgan, the senior, playing at shortstop, an all-conference selection from a year ago. Batting behind him will be today's starting pitcher. It is Caleb Coffin, a junior right-hander. Batting third and playing at third base, it'll be Dawson Prickle, a first-team All-Southwest Conference utility player last year. The junior is still just a youngster on this Irish squad. Batting cleanup and playing at the catcher position is Isaiah Lugo, a senior returning starter. Batting fifth and playing at first base is Corey Apker, the junior. In center field, batting sixth will be Eli Seno, the senior outfielder. Returning starter once again for head coach Kellen Hobie. Batting ninth, playing in left field, is Taylor Langworthy, a freshman in left. In right field is a sophomore, Trenton Bynum, getting the start. A lot of youngsters in this starting nine for Sheldon. And rounding out the starting lineup at second base is Nate Brown, another returning starter, a senior on the roster. That is a look at the starting lineup for the Sheldon Irish. Let's look around the diamond for the Roseburg Indians here in the top of the first inning on the defensive side. For Roseburg on the mound, it'll be the youngster Garrett Zymet. Zymet, 18 innings worked this year. He's got a 2-0 record, one save as well, a 1.55 ERA. Zymet on the mound. Behind the plate, he'll throw to Spencer Six. Jay Stoffel out at first. Luke Van Norman at second. At third is Zach Mandera. At short is Caden Johnson. In the outfield from left to right, Mason Littlefield, Jet Black, and Doran Gillespie. A look around the diamond at the starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians as we are underway. First pitch from Garrett Zymet, a fastball that misses outside to the leadoff man, Cal Morgan. Underway between Roseburg and Sheldon here today. A 1-0 pitch is high and away again to Morgan. Cal Morgan, a returning all-conference player, as mentioned before. An honorable mention selection as an infielder. He'll take a strike on the 2-0 pitch. Last year against Roseburg, Sheldon went 0 for 3 against the Indians. This will be the first time for Sheldon facing Garrett Zymet, though. As a ground ball left side, picked up by Mandera, the third baseman, across the diamond for the putout. One away. Mandera, first step back on that ball to his left, able to get deep at the angle, cuts it off, and makes a nice throw across the diamond to back up first baseman Jay Stoffel, who gets the start over there. Jonathan Stone still on the disabled list after hurting his knee at the start of conference play. One away, and it's the pitcher, Caleb Coffin, that takes the first pitch strike from Garrett Zymet. Zymet will fire a pitch in that gets fouled back to the netting. 2-0 on the year. He has started 2 games in conference play, did not factor into the decision his last time out. Pitched 5 2/3 innings against South Eugene, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. But Zach Mandera came on in relief for him and ended up picking up the win late in that ball game against the Axe. So he did have a nice day. He only gave up the 3 runs in 1 inning. Otherwise, it was all shutout innings. A strike 3 taken on the 1-2 pitch. And going down with the strikeout is Caleb Coffin. First punch out for Garrett Zymet, and that is your first more well drilling strikeout of the day. You can't afford to strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. 2 down, and the 3-hitter swinging away at the first pitch, Dawson Prickle. Can't catch up to the high heat. The 0-1 pitch high again. He does not chase after that one. Dawson Prickle, first team all-conference selection last year as a utility player. One of just 3 returning all-conference players. Rolls one out to shortstop. Caden Johnson with time across the diamond for the final out. A 1-2-3 top of the first inning for Garrett Zymet. The sophomore sets him down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. Roseburg coming up to hit in a scoreless ball game. We'll run through their Supercut starting lineup when we return here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Head to the bottom of the first inning. Roseburg and Sheldon scoreless. The Indians coming up to hit for the first time. Let's take a look at our Supercut starting lineups in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks. Of course, for save time, check them out online at supercuts.com. Roseburg leads things off with junior Spencer Six, the catcher for the Indians, followed by shortstop Caden Johnson, another junior. Doran Gillespie in right field will bat third, followed by Zach Mandera, today's cleanup hitter for the Indians, starting at third base. In center field is Jet Black batting fifth, another junior in the lineup, as well as a junior at first base, Jay Stoffel, leading hitter on the team for the Roseburg Indians. In left field is Mason Littlefield, batting seventh. In the 8th spot is the DH, Trevor Muir, who will bat for the starting pitcher, Garrett Zymet. And rounding out the starting lineup is Luke Van Norman, today's second baseman. First pitch from Caleb Coffin, missed low to the lefty, Spencer Six. A 1-0 pitch is outside, and the count goes to 2-0 for Spencer. Caleb Coffin on the mound, a right-hander for Sheldon. Coffin, a junior. First time we've seen his name in the lineup and on the mound for the Irish. As a ball in the air to left field for Six. Shallow left field coming in. And making the catch is Taylor Langworthy. Making the first out as Spencer Six flies out to left field. One away, and it's Caden Johnson batting next.
Next batter, the shortstop, number 8, Caden Johnson.
Caden Johnson comes into today's game batting .366. 13th game played for Roseburg this season. First pitch swinging. He pulls that one into the parking lot down the left field line. Foul. Looking around the diamond behind the plate, Isaiah Lugo, the battery mate for starting pitcher Caleb Coffin. We'll look around the rest of the diamond for the Irish here in the bottom of the first. 0-0 ball game. The 0-1 to Johnson. Gets on that one. Sharply hit at short. Cal Morgan up with it. Long throw across the diamond. Gets it there. A split second ahead of Caden. And it'll be a 6-3 put out. Morgan at second base, falling backwards as he went low to get that on a one hop there at short. Hard hit ball by Johnson. But Morgan able to one hop it to first. Picked out of the dirt at first base by Apker. And there's your second out. 2 down. And batting will be Doran Gillespie as he takes an off-speed pitch for strike one. Gillespie playing in right field. Batting .294 coming into the contest. Trying to get the first runner on base for the Roseburg Indians here in the bottom of the first inning of a scoreless ball game. The 0-1 is in the air out towards left center. It'll drop in for a base knock. Langworthy cuts it off. A soft, low fly ball out into left center field for Doran Gillespie. Gets a a 2-out hit for Roseburg. Gets a man on base.
Next batter, the third baseman, number 13,
Gillespie
Zach Mandera.
had a four-game hit streak come to an end in the game last Tuesday against South Eugene, where he went 0 for 3. So he gets back on top of it here in the first. 1 on, 2 away. Zach Mandera will bat for Roseburg. The third baseman, first pitch swinging against Caleb Coffin. He fouls it away for strike 1. So behind the plate is Isaiah Lugo. Out at first base is Corey Apker. Nate Brown out at second. At third base, Dawson Prickle. And at short, it's Cal Morgan. The outfield in a moment. The 0-1 pitch to Mandera, fouled off again. In the outfield from left to right, Taylor Langworthy in left, Eli Seno in center, and in right field is Trent Bynum. And that is your starting defensive alignment for the Sheldon Irish here in the bottom of the first inning. Gillespie at first, an 0-2 pitch to Mandera. He takes outside for ball 1. Good contingency of Sheldon fans on hand here today, and they're not happy with that call. Wanted the strike on the outside corner. The 1-2 runner going, that ball off the handle in foul territory. It'll make it into the Roseburg dugout. Look out, Julie down there. Julie Deaver, the athletic trainer, down there in the dugout. That one, heat-seeking missile right for her. Put a glove on her. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Mandera with 2 down. Back to first went Gillespie after trying to go running on the 1-2 pitch. He does not take off here. The pitch is outside behind the plate. Lugo does not throw down to first. Mandera fights his way back to a 2-2 count. Coffin's 2-2 pitch, throw over to first, back in goes Gillespie. Two away with 1 on for Roseburg here in the bottom of the first. 0-0 ball game, and the pitch outside from Coffin. And the at-bat continues to a full count for Zach Mandera. Full count pitch. That should have Gillespie running at first. He takes off. That ball in the air on the infield. It'll actually be back behind home. Lugo bounces off his glove on a straight-up fly ball behind home. And that'll be one that the catcher wants back. Bounces off the glove. Should have been out number 3. And now Zach Mandera will have new life at the plate at a 3-2 count after possibly ending the inning on a pop fly behind home. That's never the way you want to do that. So we'll do it again on a 3-2 pitch after the foul ball. Mandera gets one, chops towards short. Up with it is Morgan. His throw to first is high, and it pulls off first baseman Corey Apker. They don't have a height listed, but Apker looks like a big guy. That one pulled him off, thrown too high. And the inning will continue on the error.
Next up, the center fielder, number 18, Jet Black.
So that'll be E6 for Mandera to get on base. Up to second goes Doran Gillespie. And Roseburg a chance to try and make Sheldon pay early on. First pitch now to Jet Black. He takes low and outside for ball 1. Jet Black entering today's game, batting .270. He had a 5-game hit streak come to an end in the game against South Eugene, went 0 for 3. Did score a run in that game, reaching on an error and then scoring on a wild pitch. The 1-0 to him. He pulls foul. Jet seems like he's been hitting pretty well this season. Been hitting the ball hard even when he is committing outs. The junior didn't quite realize how many youngsters still on this roster for Roseburg. Got a lot of juniors in this lineup. 1-1 pitch to Black outside from Coffin, and the count goes to 2-1. Eight of the 9 starters are juniors. I had to do the math, and I don't count very well while talking. A pitch outside, it goes to 3-1. So Jet well ahead in this at-bat as Roseburg looks to make Sheldon pay for the error. A couple of misplays here in this first inning. 3-1 pitch, it's outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Doran Gillespie goes to third, Zach Mandera to second, Jet Black on at first, and it'll be the hottest hitter on the lineup for Roseburg, Jay Stoffel. He's played in 9 games so far, missed the start of the season due to illness. Batting a .423 coming into it. He's batting over .460 in conference play, and he takes the first pitch from Coffin for strike 1. Caleb Coffin up to 21 pitches here in the first inning. Stoffel was our player of the game last week against South Eugene. The 0-1, he takes low for a 1-1 count. And the last game, Stoffel went 2 for 2. He had 2 RBI, scored a run, had a sacrifice fly, and had a triple in there. Comes into today with a 4-game hit streak, looking to extend it in a big moment here in the first inning. The 1-1 takes a strike. So Roseburg gets the bases loaded, a 2-out single for Doran Gillespie. Zach Mandera reaches on an error after a drop pop fly behind home by catcher Isaiah Lugo helped extend the inning. And then an error at shortstop. And then Jet Black drawing a walk to load the bases, 2 out, a 1-2 pitch here for Stoffel. Doesn't chase the off-speed ball outside. He wanted it early, but he recognized the pitch and was able to lay off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the mound, Caleb Coffin laboring through the first. Swing and a miss. He'll get out of the jam. He gets a strikeout to finish it off as Stoffel goes down, and Roseburg will leave the bases loaded. They had an opportunity to strike early, cannot do so against the Irish. It's a scoreless ball game, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 men left on base for the Indians in the bottom of the first. We head to the top of the second, tied at 0 on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Starting off the top of the second inning now for Sheldon, be the catcher number 25, Isaiah Lugo.
At Legion Field, it's a 0-0 ball game. Roseburg unable to capitalize on bases loaded with 2 outs there in the bottom of the first. Garrett Zymet will face the cleanup man and catcher Isaiah Lugo to lead things off here in the bottom of the second. First pitch, a breaking ball that finds the inside corner for a strike. The 0-1, Lugo dribbles one, third base side. It's going to hit off the bag, and I think that might have hit Zach in the face. He played back on that one, I think maybe hoping the ball would go into foul territory, but it goes off the front lip of the bag, bounces up, and it hit Zach in the sunglasses. He threw him off as he didn't want to mess with them, and I don't know if it caught his face. He's a tough guy. He's not going to show any sort of effect of that one, but it'll be an infield single for Isaiah Lugo. And that'll be the first hit of the game for the Irish. Unlucky there for the Indians, but a lucky way to get a first hit of the game for the Irish. One on as Corey Apker will send it to third, and it goes off the end of the glove for Mandera. It stays on the infield dirt, and that'll be, unfortunately, an error at third base for Mandera, and they're taking advantage of him here early on, the senior. That one took a high hop off the infield dirt and then stayed low, and he just came up a little bit too much on it, hit off the end of his webbing and underneath the legs, and right behind him, backing up the play, Caden Johnson able to collect the baseball, holds the runners at first and second. Scoring to bunt now, it'll be Eli Seno, and his bunt will go foul down the third base side. Picking it up, Garrett Zyman off the mound. So runners at first and second. Back to the plate will go the center fielder, Seno, a returning starter, one of a handful of returning starters for this Sheldon team. Not a lot of seniors, and they start some youngsters as well. But they do have a group of returning players that they hope to help lead them to the postseason. Seno, one of them, he'll square to bunt again, third base side. It's picked up by Zyman, and he won't be able to make the play at first. Just took too long to develop there. And a beautiful bunt by Seno. It's another single, and the bases are loaded with nobody out in the top of the second for Sheldon as they look to try and strike early. So everybody on base. Lugo at third, Apker at second, Seno at first, and Zyman's first pitch misses high and inside to Taylor Langworthy, the left fielder. Langworthy, a freshman, had an RBI in the last game for Sheldon, and he'll hit one sharply towards second. It gets into center field. It'll drive in one. The throw to the plate from Jet will not get there in time. A throw to second to try and get the runner, and that's off the mark too. 2 runs will score, and Sheldon takes an early 2-0 lead against the Indians. Langworthy coming up with a ball up the middle. Sharply hit ball. Probably should have been backhanded there at second by Van Norman. Got by him into center field. I think it hit off his glove. I'm going to put it down as an error. E4. It scored Lugo. Probably gets an RBI for that. He advances to second on the throw. Scoring was Apker from second, and first to third for Eli Seno. So a lot happening on that play. And Sheldon able to get 2 as a visit out to the mound for Richie Charles to talk with the entire infield. So 2 runs come in to score. And there's runners at second and third.
The right fielder, number 12, Trent Bynum.
So Langworthy at second, Seno at third, and at the plate it's Trent Bynum, the right fielder. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Roseburg going to have their work cut out for him now, trailing 2-0. Squaring to bunt and pushing it foul down the first base side. Bynum will have an 0-2 count. Sheldon looking for their first win against Roseburg in a season. The Irish losing all 3 games last year. 0-2 pitch from Zyman, high and away. Sheldon had a lead late against Roseburg in the final game of the series last year, Game 3 between the Indians and Irish, but they couldn't hold on. 1-2 pitch, Zyman's curveball is in the dirt. Can't get him to chase. Bynum will have a 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. They're playing with the corners in at the moment. Pitch is low and outside from Zymet, and the count will go full. Zymet facing trouble early here in the second, and he misses high and inside on the full count pitch, and the bases are loaded again. So bases loaded with nobody out for a second time here in the top of the second inning. Already 2-0, Sheldon in front. 2 hits, an error, 2 errors, and a walk here in the second have not helped Roseburg out as a first pitch strike called against the 9-hitter Nate Brown. They play with the infield in, everybody with their toes on the grass. That one popped back behind home, foul for strike 2 into the netting. Cal Morgan, the top of the lineup, due up next. After a 1-2-3 first inning, this second inning has been laborsome. Breaking ball in the dirt makes it a 1-2 count for Nate Brown, returning starter. The senior takes low and outside for a 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes. Still nobody out in the second. Zymet gets a ball rocketed into right field, and the 9-hitter Brown will come up with a base hit. It'll score 1. Back in quickly. Gillespie fires it into the cutoff man, Jay Stoffel, and it's a single to right field for Brown. And that's the 3rd single here in the second against Zymet. And it's now 3-0, Sheldon in front.
15, Callan Morgan.
Haven't been able to get an out here. There's been a couple that should have. There's a breaking ball, there's a cross for a strike against the leadoff man, Cal Morgan. One and one goes the count for Morgan, who grounded out to third his first time up. The first 3 hitters all got on base. They've all come around to score so far. Bases still loaded with nobody out. Ground ball towards short. They go home for 1. No, drop the ball, and no tag made. Spencer 6 can't hang on to it. The throw was low, and 6 probably behind the plate looking to try and turn 2 if at all possible, and it ends up resulting in another run coming in for Sheldon, and the bases are still loaded. Another error for the Indians. First pitch misses outside. For ball 1 now to Caleb Coffin, the pitcher, who's got an opportunity. Coffin's got an opportunity now to pick up a win here against Roseburg with a pretty healthy sized lead at 4-0. The 1-0 pitch to Coffin, fouled away. A 2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch from Zymet low. Pretty much about as bad as an inning can go for a team here. Bynum at third, Brown at second, Morgan is at first, and a strike across on the 3-1. Full count, still nobody out here in the top of the second inning. 8 hitters to the plate already, and a walk is going to bring in a run. Make it 5-0, and man, this has gone from bad to worst for the Indians. Scoring was Bynum.
Next batter, number 6,
Brown
Dawson
goes to
Prickle.
third. Morgan to second. Coffin at first. Strike in for Dawson Prickle. And Roseburg's going to get some action in the bullpen. It'll be Austin Anderson headed out there to start throwing. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. One pitch for Zymet. Low and outside. The count goes to 2-1. So I've got 3 errors to account for a lot in this inning. That ball in play out towards center field should possibly bring in one. Jet will make the catch. He'll throw in. That ball going all the way to the plate. They throw to third to try and get the out there. Not in time. Sac fly for Dawson Prickle. 1 away finally for Roseburg. But another run coming in to score. Nate Brown comes in. It's 6-0. And tagging and advancing, Nate Morgan will go to third. Excuse me, Cal Morgan will go to third. Caleb Coffin staying at first. So 6-0. Sheldon, a huge inning here in the second. Ball up in the air out towards center field. Could drive in another. Jet will make the catch. Tagging at third. The throw to the plate. Got him! And at the plate, Cal Morgan's got his hands up like, how did they call me out? And it'll be a double play, and the Indians will get one runner cut down at the plate to save a run, but they trail 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Roseburg got to get the offense going when we return here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
We go to the bottom of the second. It's 6-0. Sheldon in front. 6 runs on 3 hits and 1 error for the Irish. No runs on 1 hit and 3 errors already early on for the Roseburg Indians. Here this half inning, we'll try to get you a check of the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County for over 90 years. So we'll check in with Josh Nelson, get some updates on scores coming up. In fact, we got some time now. Let's check in with Josh, see what scores we got to report from around the Southwest Conference here in the in Southern Oregon, and as well as the college level here today.
So right now in the Southwest Conference, I've got South Medford leading Grants Pass after the second inning 1-0. And in Pac-12 play, Oregon State lost to Nevada today in 10 innings with a walk-off, 7-6.
All right, that is your Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. As we start the bottom of the second, leading things off, it is Mason Littlefield who will put a ball in the air, foul territory, first base side. And giving chase, unable to get there in time. The catcher, Isaiah Lugo, trying to make up for one. He dropped behind home, but that one just out of his reach. Oregon State losing in extra innings for a second consecutive day. Pretty shocking there for the Beavers. Lose on a walk-off solo home run against Nevada. Go 0-2 against the Wolfpack. Long drive back home to get back to Goss Stadium at Coleman Field for Pac-12 play coming up this weekend. They've got Washington State, though. That should help them out. Pitch high 1-1 count now for Mason Littlefield. Littlefield comes in, is batting average below the Mendoza line. He's only played in 5 games, working his way back from an injury. He's only got 1 hit this season. He looks for his second as he takes a strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 1-2. It's Caleb Coffin on the mound. He's got some room to work with now after his team gets him 6 runs in the top of the second inning. 10 hitters to the plate for for Sheldon. A breaking ball, low and inside, bounces in the dirt, and the count goes to 2-2. That final double play, it was Isaiah Lugo, the catcher, who flies out to center field and then tagging and trying to score. Cal Morgan tagged out at the plate by Spencer Six on the throw from Jet Black to finish it off. 2-2 pitch from Coffin, high and away, and the count will go full. Full count pitch. Roseburg looking to claw their way back here in the bottom of the second. The 3-2 outside for ball 4. Littlefield to draw the walk. Mason Littlefield this season, his 3rd walk of the year. And for Caleb Coffin, that's his 2nd walk of the game. Trevor Muir, the DH, stands in next. Bats for Garrett Zymet. Muir's first at-bat of the ball game. Trevor coming in batting .250. First pitch, swings. That one popped up in the air behind home. And Lugo this time will not drop it. He makes the catch as he closes in on the screen back behind home here at Legion Field. That'll be your first out.
Next batter, the second baseman, number 12, Luke Van Norman.
It's 1 down, a man at first, and Luke Van Norman, the second baseman, and 9-hitter will bat. Van Norman, the left-hander, waiting on deck, the lefty Spencer Six. The first pitch, low for ball 1. Coming up tonight, reminder, folks, we'll have Blazers basketball for you here on 1490 The Score. We expect our game here to get done in time to get you to pregame. Blazers tipping off at 7:30 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Game 5 tonight. A win for the Blazers puts them in the second round of the Western Conference playoffs. 2 balls, no strikes for Van Norman. Coffin, the righty, kicks and fires. And he'll get it across for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike against Luke Van Norman, who comes in batting .231. Got on base twice against South Eugene with a walk and a hit by pitch last Tuesday. Throw to first base, back in safely goes Littlefield. It's not been a clean game for either team so far. 4 errors combined in this one. 2-1 delivery. It's low. Knocked down by Lugo behind the plate. Coffin's 3-1 pitch. And that's ball 4. Misses on the inside corner. Not by much, but a 3-1 pitch inside edge misses, and the Roseburg Indians will have runners at first and second with 1 away, and the top of the lineup coming up. This is where Roseburg's done most of their damage, at the top of the lineup. Spencer Six, not a lot of RBI. He's only got 3, but he's scored 8 runs as he gets on base and then comes around with the guys behind him. The first pitch to him, he'll take for a strike. Six, just the 3 RBIs, but he scored 8 times. Behind him, Caden Johnson, 9 RBI. Doran Gillespie with 5. Zach Mandera with 8, and Jay Stoffel with 12. Mix in Jet Black in there with 9 as well. So this is the part of the lineup that's been doing the damage for Roseburg. They got to come through here as the Indians trail 6-0 in the bottom of the second. 1-1 count for Spencer Six. Littlefield takes the lead at second. Spencer gets underneath it into center field. Ranging to his right up with the play. Seno will send it back in. And Six now with a pair of flyouts to the outfield is 0 for 2. 2 down, and it's Caden Johnson to bat next for the Roseburg Indians. Johnson grounded out to short on a hard hit ball back in the first inning. Trying to get something going with 2 outs here in the second for the Indians, trailing 6-0. First pitch swinging, it's a tapper back to the mound, picked up, throw to first, final out. Roseburg unable to do anything, draws a couple of walks here in the second, but they're unable to score, and it remains a 6-0 lead in favor of the Sheldon Irish. So after 2, the Irish in front by 6. We'll come back after this break. You're watching Roseburg Baseball online at 541radio.com and listening on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Top
of the third inning, we'll see how the youngster Garrett Zimet will rally back after a tough second inning, giving up 6 runs, facing 10 hitters. He's still on the mound to start the third, and his first pitch is a fastball low and outside against Corey Apker. It was 0 for 1 in the ball game. Apker reaching on an error in the second inning, coming around to score. It's a 1-0 pitch, low and outside for a 2-0 count. So Austin Anderson up and throwing in the bullpen for Roseburg. He has not seen many innings so far, but looked good in some early action this year. As a strike taken makes it a 2-1 count now for the first baseman. 6 straight runners, reached base in the second inning and eventually came around to score for Sheldon as a pitch low, and the count goes to 3-1. Single, error, walk, single. And all of those guys come around to score. 3-1 pitch, misses low, ball 4. So Apker will get on base for a second time, still without a hit. 1 on. Zimet's pitch count has gotten up pretty high with that long second inning. Eli Seno takes the first pitch for ball 1. Seno is 1 for 1 in the ball game with a single back in the second. A 1-0 delivery. Pitch is high and inside. Zimet just threw 2 innings of work, up to 50 pitches. 3 hits, 6 runs, only 1 earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. Ball in the air down the left field line, and that one will get out of play. The foul ball makes it 2-1 the count. Anderson looks like he's still throwing in the bullpen for Roseburg. Transfer from Glide High School. Pitch is outside, got away from Spencer and up to second base. It's going to go Apker, the big man. Just rumbling down the line. It'll be a pass ball, allowing the runner up 90 feet. And at the plate, Eli Seno with a 3-1 count. He gets a fastball challenged by Zimet, and he fouls it away. Count will go full. Nobody out, a man at second base after the leadoff walk here in the third. Strike 3 called. Seno looking at the umpire like, really? It'll be the second strikeout for Garrett Zimet in the ball game. Another more well-drilling strikeout for the Indians. 1 down, and Tyler Langworthy will bat. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it off at the plate. Langworthy on the day, 0 for 1, reaching on an error at second base by Luke Van Norman. A hard hit ball right back up the middle. It drove in a run. Breaking ball for a strike. Zimet ahead of the batter for the first time. It doesn't feel like there's been many times we've been able to say that. An 0-2 count with 1 away and a man at second. Zimet delivers a fastball and it misses away. A ball and 2 strikes now for Langworthy. Langworthy eventually came around to score on an error by the shortstop, Caden Johnson. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, third base side, picked up by Mandera. He'll throw over to first after looking the runner back. And that is fundamental baseball right there. Ranging to his left, Mandera makes the play, throws across the diamond to get the out, and there's 2 down. And out to the mound is going to go pitching coach Richie Charles, and this might do it for Garrett Zimet. Zimet, I think he needs to learn. Don't give up the ball before you're asked for it. I think that is a couple of times now that I've seen Garrett Zimet try to hand off the ball, and Coach Charles says, hey, hang on a second, let's have a conversation. That'll do it for Garrett. His afternoon is done. Gets into the third inning, but he's on the hook for a loss right now as Roseburg trails 6-0 against Sheldon, and they'll hand it over to Austin Anderson, who will get his first appearance in quite some time. Anderson has not played since the spring break trip in a game against Sandy. His arm should be fresh as he gets out on the mound and faces an uphill battle against the Sheldon Irish. We'll come back after this 60-second break. It's a Call to the Pen brought to you by Shelby Migulena Construction on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. Okay.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Austin Anderson comes in this year, only 4 1/3 innings worked. His 1-0 pitch to his first batter is high, and the count will go to 2-0. Anderson takes over for Garrett Zimet and faces Trent Bynum. Bynum, the 8-hitter in the lineup, drew a walk in the second inning. Anderson's 2-0 pitch is in for a called strike. So Garrett Zimet done 2 2/3 innings worked. He gave up 3 hits. 6 runs. I only have him down for 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. As the ball fouled back by Bynum against Anderson, and the count will even up to 2-2. Pitch rides inside to Bynum, and the count will go full. So Zimet He is on the hook for the runner at second at the moment with 2 down here in the third. A pitch outside. It'll be a walk for the first batter to face Austin Anderson. Bynum heads on down to first with his second walk of the game. Still at second base, Corey Apker.
Batter number 2, Nate Brown.
Nate Brown will bat. He had an RBI single in the second against Zymet. 2 down, 2 on. Top of the third, it's Sheldon 6-0. Anderson's first pitch is outside for ball 1. So Austin Anderson, he's only been a part of 2 games so far. Last played against Sandy. He comes in 4 1/3 innings work. No wins, no losses, no saves. A 1.61 ERA as he misses high for a 2-0 count. In his 4 1/3 innings, he's allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, but 7 strikeouts for Anderson. We'll have a brief meeting with Spencer Six. Today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. First and second for Sheldon with 2 down. Anderson on the mound. His 2-0 pitch gets across for a strike. Anderson's 2-1 is in the dirt. And Roseburg's pitching betraying him a little bit here today. Zymet was not overly sharp. Missed on a lot of pitches. So 3-1 is in the air to left field. And that'll be to Little Field for the final out. So Roseburg does get out of the third inning without giving up a run. Austin Anderson comes on, faces 2 batters, and able to get the final out. And it gets us through the top of the third inning. Roseburg still down 6-0 against the Sheldon Irish. As we go to the bottom of the third, the Indians need to get the offense going. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Bottom of the third inning, Roseburg Baseball is brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Well, the Indians have their work cut out for them. Still early on in this one, though, trailing 6-0. They'll look to respond with a big inning of their own. Second time through the lineup for Roseburg. We start out with Doran Gillespie. Zach Mandera and Jet Blank due up here in the third inning. Gillespie 1 for 1 in the game. The only hit for Roseburg so far. Takes high and tight from Caleb Coffin. Coffin into his third inning of work. He's allowed just the 1 hit. He has given up 3 walks in the ball game, 1 strikeout. The 1-0 to Gillespie, swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Actually got just a piece of it. Foul tips it into the glove for strike 1. Gillespie's single, a ball towards the gap in left center, dropped in. They shade in that direction. Center fielder Eli Seno is playing well into the gap in left center. In left field, they're playing on the line out there as a pitch in the dirt for a 2-1 count. In left field, Taylor Langworthy. He is playing over towards that line, expecting a pole hitter out of Gillespie. 2 balls and a strike. Gillespie lets it go by off the outside edge. And it now goes to a 3-1 count. Coffin's 3-1 delivery. Gillespie wanted it, goes chasing. Swing and a miss, and he's got a full count. Chasing after that one, Doran came in batting .294 on the season. He has got 4 extra base hits, 2 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run. Full count pitch from Coffin. Ground ball back up the middle, 2 for 2 day for Doran as he works one through right back up the middle. Gillespie with 2 singles, both Roseburg's hits in the contest. Making an early case for our South River Community Health Center player of the game is Doran Gillespie. 1 on, nobody out. Zach Mandera will bat. He reached on an error in the first inning. First pitch to Mandera is a taken for a strike. Coffin hasn't necessarily looked overpowering out there, but he's been mixing things up nicely, and Roseburg's been unable to really square him up too much. Coffin's 0-1 delivery is outside. In the bottom of the 3rd inning here, Roseburg with the runner on to lead off the inning. Second straight time you can say that. They've got a walk to Mason Littlefield to lead off to second, but couldn't bring him around. A pickoff throw to first, not in time. Out at Sunshine Park, you've got the JV game going on today. Roseburg JV also trailing Sheldon out there. 5-4 your score in the bottom of the 3rd. Sheldon in front. 1-1 pitch to Mandera's outside, knocked down by Lugo. Keeps it in front of him and near the plate. And his backhand swipe at the ball keeps Doran Gillespie at first. Coffin behind the at-bat. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ground ball to short. Picked up by Morgan. Flip to second, throw to first. Not in time. Took too long to set up the double play, but they get the lead runner. Gillespie out at second, 6-4 the putout. And Zach will get on with the fielder's choice. Second time on base for him, but he's not picked up a hit yet.
Next batter, number 18, Jet Black.
One away. Jet Black will hit. He drew a walk in the first inning. Was left stranded at first as Roseburg left 3 men on base in the second. Roseburg's left runners on in scoring position in both the first and second inning. The first pitch called strike for Jet. So it's been a less than ideal start to this one for the Indians here today. Coffin's 0-1 pitch. Nope, throw to first. Swiping with the tag. Back in safely. Zach Mandera gets underneath the tag from Corey Apker. Coffin's 0-1 pitch. Outside. Shadows starting to creep out onto the field. The light pole down the third base side, providing a hit and miss shadow on the mound for the Sheldon starter, Caleb Coffin. 1-1 pitch, low and outside. 2-1 count. Behind home, the cover for the grandstand starting to provide a shadow in foul territory. And out in left field, you got a few shadows out there as well. 2-1 pitch. Jet reaches down low. That ball out towards right field. Could be tough. Second baseman giving chase. Making the catch and turning to look the runner back at first is Nate Brown, who makes the play just into right field grass territory. 2 down. Brown a long run to go to get to that one. And Jet will fly out for the second out. Zach Mandera still on at first. Jay Stoffel batting. Stoffel 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch inside for ball 1. Set on the mound, Coffin looking to get through the third inning untouched. I mean, he has been pitched out of a bases-loaded jam with 2 outs in the first. With 1 out, Roseburg had runners at first and second in the second inning, and he pitched out of that. Here in the third, he gave up a leadoff single, and he's been able to work around that. A leadoff single, and he's not been able to, Roseburg's not been able to get a man to second base yet. Pitch low for Jace, and he's got a 2-0 count. The pitch, Stoffel, swing and a miss. So Stoffel not falling behind yet, but he has not been able to catch up to Coffin. He struck out swinging back in the first inning with the bases loaded. The 2-1 pitch, it beans him. Stoffel will toss away the bat, gets himself on base. That pitch riding in on the hands. He had no way to get out of the way. Mandera goes to second. Runners at first and second for Mason Littlefield. And once again, Roseburg with 2 outs will have an opportunity to try and strike against Sheldon. So far, they've been unable to do so. Coffin's first pitch to Littlefield is a strike. Coffin checking the bags a lot. Now kicks and fires. Swing and a miss out of Littlefield. He's got an 0-2 count. Two away. Mandera at second. Stoffel at first. The 0-2 delivery. Outside. Not a lot of players down in the dugout for Sheldon down there, but they're all up along the front line. The 1-2. Littlefield sits on a curveball in the air out to center field. Eli Seno will charge in to make the grab and wrap up things here in the third. Once again, Roseburg will leave a runner in scoring position. They've done it in every inning so far. And after 3 innings of play, the Indians trail 6-0. This is Roseburg baseball as we head to the top of the 4th inning. The Irish in front of Roseburg. Roseburg baseball coming at you at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Cal Morgan leads things off for the Sheldon Irish. He'll face Austin Anderson, the reliever, coming in the last half inning for Roseburg. And Anderson gets a strike across as Morgan offers up a bunt and misses. A 1 pitch from Anderson, misses, and a 1-1 count. Roseburg Baseball today brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or give them a call at 672-5701. A 1-hop bounder to short for Morgan. And it's a 6-3 putout for Caden Johnson, retiring the first batter for Roseburg, or for Sheldon, excuse me. Roseburg getting the out. Roseburg retiring the first batter for the first time since the first inning. That's a lot of firsts. One away here in the top of the fourth inning. Sheldon leading 6-0, and it's Caleb Coffin, the starting pitcher. Takes a pitch outside from Anderson, who came in the third inning, walked the batter, but then got the final out to get out of the third for Roseburg. So he's pitched 2/3 of an inning so far in relief. He misses for a 2-0 count. Swing and a foul tip at the plate. Makes it a 2-1 count for Coffin, who is 0 for 1 in the game. Strikeout and a walk. His walk coming with the bases loaded, picking up an RBI. The 2-1, strike taken on the outside corner for the two-hitter. Two balls, two strikes. Anderson, breaking ball, misses high and inside. Count goes full. Roseburg softball in action today. They're up in Eugene. The Indians looking to stay perfect in Southwest Conference play up there against the Irish. Sheldon looking to do the same as a pitch high, and it's a walk issued by Anderson. So both Roseburg teams in action against Sheldon today. Both came in first place, and both looking to stay undefeated. Batting next with a man at first base, Dawson Prickle. The third baseman is 0 for 1 with the sac fly his last time up. Anderson misses high and inside to him for a 1-0 count. Check in with Josh Nelson for the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update here in a moment. See what's going on in some of those games we're watching today. 1-0 pitch in the air for Prickle. Shallow outfield. And it's Johnson, the shortstop, that'll call for the ball. F6 for Dawson Prickle. 2 down with the man at first still. And Roseburg 1 out away from getting through the fourth.
Next batter, number 25, Isaiah Lugo.
It'll be the cleanup man, Isaiah Lugo. 1 for 2 in the game. Batting with 2 out and a man at first base. First pitch swinging, he fouls it back. Anderson able to get ahead. Oh, 1 pitch outside in the dirt. 6 will scoop it up. Clouds moving through overhead. Wind feels like it's picking up pretty good here. No flags to judge it off of, but up in the booth it feels like it's moving around with the doors and the windows open. 1-1 fouled back. And Lugo has himself behind in the at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Anderson looking for a final out. Score is 6-0 in favor of Sheldon here in the top of the fourth inning. 1-2 pitch. First base side gets into right field. Up with it is Gillespie. He'll fire it back in up to second base. Coffin unable to take 2 bags on the ball to the opposite field. That ground ball right through the right side of the infield, and Gillespie able to collect it. A 2-out single for Isaiah Lugo gets him on base for a second time. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game. Up to second is Coffin, and batting is the 5-hitter, Corey Apker. 0 for 1 on the day for Apker. He does have a run scored, and he takes a strike on the first pitch. Six to nothing. Only a combined 5 hits in this game, but 6 runs for Sheldon. The 0-1 is in the air. Making a combined 6 hits in this game. Running to right field, it's Doran Gillespie. That'll make the reaching grab in right field, a long run, but he gets underneath it to make the final out. So Roseburg able to leave 2 runners on base for Sheldon. No runs on 1 hit, no Roseburg errors, 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Time to start getting work done for Roseburg. They trail 6-0 here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
the innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Welcome back to Roseburg Baseball on 1490 The Score. Let's take a look at some other local scores going on. Right now, Sutherland is at Douglas. They lead 1-0 in the fourth inning. In the Southwest Conference, South Medford is beating Grants Pass 5-1. And in the Pac-12, Oregon State lost to Nevada 7-6 with a walk-off single.
All right, thank you, Josh. Roseburg trailing 6-0 in our ball game as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. For the Indians, it'll be Trevor Muir leading things off. Roseburg's DH is 0 for 1 on the game. Popped out in foul territory to the catcher as he takes the first pitch for strike one. On the mound, Caleb Coffin has been dealing. Roseburg has just been unable to solve this puzzle. The 0-1 outside for a 1-1 count. Coffin hasn't necessarily looked dominating, but he's only given up 2 hits so far. 3 errors by Roseburg, though, have been a big difference in this ballgame. The 1-1, strike on the outside corner to make it a 1-2 count. I think the big difference for Coffin right now is he's been able to consistently get the ball in for strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to short. Morgan will take a nice hop off the lip of the grass, throws to first for the first out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Trevor Muir will ground out, one away. 9-hitter Luke Van Norman coming up next. Roseburg Baseball today brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort and control. Call them today at 672-6707. And forgot to mention that scoreboard update from Josh is presented by Garrettson Building Supply. Building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. First pitch was low and away to the lefty Van Norman. He is 0 for 0 in the game, drew a walk in the second. He gets underneath the ball in the air. Third base side giving chase is Prickle at the fence. He runs out of room as that ball ends up in the grandstands. Van Norman drawing one of 3 walks that Coffin has given up. He's also hit a batter. The 1-1, he fouls off. Strike 2. And that one into the grandstands yet again. A ball and 2 strikes for Van Norman, the 9-hitter, waiting on deck. The leadoff man, Spencer Six. The 1-2. Swing, and that one off the plate. It bounces away back to the mound and unable to throw to first. And Van Norman will find his way on. We'll put that one down as a wild pitch on the strikeout. Still 1 out. That one, I think, a breaking ball that hit off the plate. Bounced away from the catcher, Lugo, charging in to get it, Coffin, the pitcher, but he just tried to barehand and throw to first, and he couldn't get a clean handle on it. Now a bunt by Six, and the throw to first not in time. And Roseburg will get a base hit here. Spencer Six laying down a perfect bunt The lefty quick out of the box, and he gets a single, his first hit of the game, snapping an 0-for-2 streak, popping out to the outfield in his first 2 at-bats. Third hit of the game for Roseburg. Up to second base goes Van Norman. You've got runners at first and second with 1 away, and it's Caden Johnson looking for his first hit of the game. Last time a comebacker to the mound to finish off the second inning. Takes a strike on the first pitch. Third time through the lineup for Roseburg here. We'll see if the Indians can start to figure out Caleb Coffin, the junior, has been stifling this Roseburg offense that averages 5.5 runs a game. The 0-1 misses, and the count goes to 1-1. Caden Johnson, 0-for-2. Went 1-for-4 against South Eugene last week. Looking to get hot at the plate again. Lifts one out to right field. This one, a routine fly ball. Caught. Van Norman will tag, but does not run. And there's 2 away. Trent Bynum in right field making that play for the second out. And it's Doran Gillespie, 2-for-2 in this game, coming up at a critical moment for Roseburg. A man in scoring position. Can he bring him around? Feels as if the Indians need to just see something positive happen for him out there, and maybe they can find a way to get something going. They've been close a couple of times, but haven't been able to cash in. The first pitch, Gillespie swings and misses. Doran with a comebacker through the middle of the infield his last time up. Batting 1,000 in this ball game should bring up that average. Up over 300 here today. The 0-1 swing and a miss on a breaking ball. So it's an 0-2 count for Gillespie. 2 down, 2 on. Bottom of the fourth, Roseburg trailing 6-0. Coffin's 0-2 pitch. Doran was reaching for it. He'll foul it down the third base side. Gillespie will get another pitch out of Caleb Coffin. Today's game brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Give them a call at 672-6707. And by our friends at Good Vibrations Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. The 0-2 pitch for Coffin. Kicks and fires. Gillespie, line laser into foul territory down the third base side. Went after a pitch upstairs, but solidly got a piece of that one. Unfortunately, it was hooked foul. Stays an 0-2 count for Gillespie, looking for a third hit of the day. Making Coffin work for this one, the 0-2 pitch. Off speed, fouled off yet again. So Gillespie, who has done his best job of hitting for Roseburg today, he's got 2 of the 3 hits that the Indians have. Gillespie seems to have a good idea of what he's seeing from Coffin here. Just trying to get one that he can square up. The 0-2. Got underneath it on the infield. The second baseman, Brown, calling for it, and he makes the catch for the final out. And Roseburg yet again leaves a man on base in scoring position. That finishes things off in the bottom of the fourth. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and there were 2 men left on base for Roseburg. Through 4 innings of play, our score is 6-0. Sheldon in front. This is Roseburg Baseball on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Starting off the top of the 5th inning now for Sheldon, number 3, Eli Sino.
Top of the 5th inning, Roseburg trails 6-0. Joey Keyran here with you from Legion Field. On the mound, Austin Anderson firing in. First pitch to Eli Seno is fouled away for strike 1. Thanks to Josh Nelson for help here, video production and scorekeeping here at the baseball field. And back in the studio, thanks to Chance Terrell for the help on the radio production side. 1-1 count now for Eli Sino as Roseburg trails 6-0. We start the 5th inning. It is the center fielder for the Irish up to bat. He takes a pitch low for a 2-1 count. Sino is 1 for 2 in the game, a strikeout looking his last time up. That was against Garrett Zymet, the starting pitcher who is on the hook for the loss at the moment. Sino puts one in the air, long run, unable to get there. Jet Black won't get it, and it'll be a leadoff double for Sino as he gets into second base standing up. Sino's second hit of the day, a single and a double now. That fly ball finding the alley in right center. 1 on, nobody out. Taylor Langworthy, the left fielder, batting next. 0 for 2 for him. Langworthy reached on an error in the second inning and came around to score eventually. First pitch is taken for a strike. Austin Anderson. Since coming in the 3rd inning, he's allowed 2 hits, given up 2 walks. No strikeouts so far, but most importantly, no runs as he's been able to keep Sheldon off the board and keep Roseburg down just 6 runs as he misses high, a 1-1 count. Roseburg's offense, meanwhile, has not been able to bring guys around. They've had them in the position. They haven't been able to do it. A 1-1 pitch went around on a check swing, and Langworthy finds himself with a 1-2 count. Nobody out, a man at second base. Anderson's 1-2 pitch. Out of the stretch, it's outside with the breaking ball. Austin Anderson, mentioned, 4 1/3 innings coming into today. He has now pitched a full inning and a third. Ground ball towards short, picked up by Johnson. Runner up to third as the throw goes to first. Johnson to Stoffel for out number 1. Seno gets to third base, running right on contact. 6-3 the put out, 1 down, and up next it's Trent Bynum. First pitch for Bynum is fouled back for strike 1. Trent Bynum here today, he's walked twice, scoring in the second inning. That's the only inning we've had runs so far. All 6 runs for Sheldon coming in the second. Pitch high and inside. The count goes to 1-1 for Anderson. Infield playing in. Mandera and Johnson on the left side. Van Norman and Stoffel on the right side. Fastball's low for a 2-1 count to Bynum. Bottom of the order here for Sheldon. 8-hitter at the plate. The 2-1 pitch. That's in for a called strike. Bottom of the order's done on most of the damage here for Sheldon. In fact, the top 3 hitters are without a hit so far. 2-2. Bynum swings and misses, chasing a pitch outside, and he goes down for a strikeout. It's another more well-drilling strikeout for the Roseburg pitching staff. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Big second out there on the strikeout for Anderson. That'll relax the infield a bit with 2 down. And the first pitch to Nate Brown is outside, ball 1. Brown is 1 for 2 in the game, an RBI single back in the second. Takes high for a 2-0 count. Roseburg down to, let's see, we are here in the top of the 5th, meaning they're down to their final 9 outs to work with in this one, trailing 6-0. A 2-0 pitch on the inside corner is called for a strike. So Roseburg trying to avoid their first loss of the season. They've got work to do in the late stages of this game. High and inside, 3-1 count now for Nate Brown, the 9-hitter. 3-1 pitch. And it's ball 4. Brown will take a walk. And for Anderson, that's his 3rd walk issued. Zyman issued 3 walks in his time on the mound.
Next man at the top of the order, number 15, Callan Morgan.
Sorry, make that 2 walks. So 5 walks total now for the Irish. Runners on the corners with 2 down. Top of the order here as Cal Morgan steps in. 0 for 3 in this game. First pitch swinging. He puts that in the air. Long run for Gillespie into foul territory, and it's off his glove. And it'll be a foul ball. Long way to go to that one. And Gillespie just couldn't quite get it in to the pocket. But it's a long strike for Cal Morgan. A 0-1 pitch for Anderson. Looking for that final out. That's a ground ball to short. Should be routine. Flip to second for the out. That finishes it off. And so the Indians get out of the 5th inning, leaving runners at 1st and 3rd. And they're still down 6-0 as Sheldon holds on to their lead. All runs coming back in the 2nd. The Indians will try to break the goose egg here in the bottom of the 5th when we return. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Bottom of the 5th inning, this is Roseburg Baseball presented by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. and by our friends at Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. 6-0, Sheldon in front. All 6 runs coming in the second inning. Roseburg trying to fight their way back, but it has been an uphill battle that they have not been able to overcome. And Zach Mandera leads things off for Roseburg against Caleb Coffin, the junior righty, firing a breaking ball low for ball 1. This is the 3rd time through the lineup for Roseburg. Only 3 hits on the board for the Indians. The 1-0 pitch. High, up underneath the elbows for a 2-0 count. In the ballgame, 6 runs on 5 hits, 1 error for Sheldon. No runs on 3 hits, 3 errors for Roseburg. A 2-0 count from Coffin. It's a ground ball, third base side pulled foul for Mandera. Outside pitch, got around on it, yanks it foul down that third base line. Two balls and a strike now for Mandera. Zach Mandera, Jet Black, and Jay Stoffel, the 3 hitters due up. No hits between the 3 of them, but 4 times on base for them. A 2-1 pitch, breaking ball high and inside. That one cut a lot, almost found the strike zone, but breaks a little too late there for Coffin. And Mandera ahead in the at-bat, 3-1. The pitch from Coffin. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Mandera finds himself with a full count. Mandera has reached base twice, a fielder's choice and an error. Jet Black has a walk to get on base. Stoffel a hit by pitch. That's how they've gotten on base 4 times without a hit. Ball 4 taken. Mandera will get on base for a 3rd time. A leadoff walk for Roseburg. The man on with nobody out. Yet again, an opportunity knocking for Roseburg. Will they answer? Feels like at some point they got to get something started here if they want any hopes of coming back in this ballgame. Bottom of the 5th, trailing 6-0. Jet Black at the plate, popped out to the second baseman last time up. This time it's into shallow center field. Eli Sino will come in. First pitch swinging for Jet results in an F8. Fly ball to center field for the first out, 1 down.
Next up, number 9, Jay Stoffel.
1 away, Jay Stoffel will bat. Zach Mandera on at first. Stoffel is 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch his last time up. Coffin's first pitch, outside low for a 1-0 count. He's up over 80 pitches on the day for Caleb Coffin. No action in the bullpen yet for Sheldon, though. 1-0 delivery. Swing and a miss. Stoffel really going after that one. He did not waste any sort of effort on that pitch. He got everything he had behind it, but just could not connect. A 1-1 pitch. Mandera at first, takes his lead. It's outside, no throw down to first. Behind the plate, Lugo was up out of the crouch quickly, looking that direction, but does not pull the trigger as he holds on to the baseball. Ahead in the at-bat, 2-1 for Stoffel. Roseburg's been ahead in counts much of the day, but has not been able to take advantage. The 2-1, swing and a miss again for strike 2. So Stoffel 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out his first time up. He's got a 2-2 count here with 1 out. Zach Mandera on at first. The 2-2. Down the third base side, foul. We're into the 6 o'clock hour. We will try to make sure we are done in time for Blazers basketball. Pregame starting at 6:35 here on the Score. If we do carry a little bit long, we will take you to Blazers basketball as soon as we get done here on the Score with Roseburg baseball. 2-2 pitch, lined into left field. Stoffel will get his first hit of the day. Goes out to Langworthy and left. And Roseburg's got runners at first and second with just 1 away. Stoffel finally hitting one on the screws. That one just into the left field grass on a one hop and then into the glove for left fielder Langworthy. Zach Mandera up to second. Runners at first and second, one away, and it's Mason Littlefield to bat. Littlefield is 0 for 1 today, walked in the second inning. Pitch is outside and low. And as I look down to the bullpen for Sheldon, they've got somebody headed down that direction. We'll check on the bullpen here in a moment for the Irish. Littlefield fouls one up in the air towards the Sheldon bullpen, but it'll carry well out of play. Heading down there, Andrew Boyd, a sophomore pitcher, right-hander. Headed down there to start getting loose. Foul ball makes it a 1-1 count for Mason Littlefield. Last time up, flew out to center field to finish out the third inning. The 1-1 pitch. That one looped out to right field. It'll carry enough to the right fielder. Bynum there to make the grab. It almost looked like for a moment Roseburg might have gotten a base hit with a runner in scoring position, but that one carries too far off the bat of Mason Littlefield.
Number 4, Trevor Muir.
So 2 down now, still runners at first and second for Roseburg, and it's Trevor Muir batting. He's 0 for 2 in this contest. First pitch swinging, fouled up behind home. Lugo giving chase, and he makes the grab. Second time that Trevor Muir has flied out to the catcher here today. And once again, Roseburg leaves runners on in scoring position. They've done it in every inning in the ball game so far. After 5 innings of play, Roseburg still trailing 6-0 against the Sheldon Irish. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. We go to the 6th on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Hey, welcome back everybody to 1490 The Score. Here's a quick score update for you. Sutherland is now leading Douglas 3-1 at the bottom of the 5th. Back to you, Joey.
All righty, thank you there, Josh. That's your Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Checking in on a matchup there here, a Douglas County rivalry matchup there. Douglas and Sutherland squaring off. Here in our game, it's 6-0. Roseburg trailing Sheldon. Austin Anderson out there throwing still for the Indians, and he misses on the first pitch as Sheldon leads 6-0 against the Indians. It's Caleb Coffin leading things off. He's got a 2-0 count as he takes a pitch low. Roseburg has not been shut out this season. They've only lost 3 times. They've managed to score in each of those games. Coffin will foul off the 2-0 pitch. Caleb Coffin today is 0 for 1. He's walked twice as he puts a ball in the air. That'll go foul down the right field side and has himself a 2-2 count now. Just one bad inning killing the Indians early on, and they have just not been able to do anything against Caleb Coffin, the hitter, but also the starting pitcher for the Sheldon Irish. The 2-2 pitch from Anderson. Can't get him to chase the breaking ball outside, and it'll go full. Try and get a break for a legal ID in here for those listening on the radios. The ball fouled back. Stays a 3-2 count. Try and do that here after this leadoff man in the 6th inning for the Irish. That ball is chopped foul down the third base side, and at the plate, Caleb Coffin, the number 2 hitter in the lineup for the Sheldon Irish, battling his way through at this juncture of the ball game. Trying to get something started, see if he can add some insurance runs. The 3-2 pitch, back up the middle, line drive shot past to Anderson into center field for a leadoff single. One man on with nobody out. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on 1490 The Score. Back at Legion Field here on a Tuesday evening as Roseburg trailing 6-0 against the Sheldon Irish. At the plate, the 3-hitter Dawson Prickle, 0 for 2 in the game with a sac fly RBI in there. His 1-0 pitch from Anderson misses for a 2-0 count. Caleb Coffin takes a lead at first after the leadoff single. He'll dive back in head first. They actually bring in a courtesy runner. I was curious about that. Josh Hess running at first base for the pitcher. Another one misses. The count will go 3-0 now for Prickle. And out to the mound will go Spencer Six to have a quick conversation with Anderson. Roseburg Baseball, I want to say thanks to our sponsors to help make this season possible. Bimart. Score big at Bimart where you can get ready for your season for less. And by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? 3-0 pitch for Anderson with a man at first, nobody out. And he misses for ball 4. First and second now for the Irish.
Next batter, number 25, Isaiah Lugo.
Isaiah Lugo, the catcher, will bat. He first pitch swinging high in the air. Spencer Six behind the plate. And Spencer drops one in and out of his glove. It has been one of those kind of days for the Roseburg Indians here today. Second life at the plate for Lugo. The 0-1 pitch for Anderson. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Lugo gets underneath one. This one in foul territory. This time giving chase. Six won't get there that time. He slides feet first and pops up at the railing. Trying to make up for dropping the previous one, but that ball falls for strike 2. For Roseburg today, they've left 6 men on base in scoring position here today. Not been the ideal start after a 1 week off. 0-2 pitch from Anderson, high and away. Sheldon, meanwhile, they took advantage of Roseburg's poor play in the second inning, scored 6 runs total, but they have not been able to cash in since they've left runners in scoring position. Strike 3 called on a breaking ball. Lugo watches it go by. Slow strike call from behind the plate, and he goes down looking. It's another more well-drilling strikeout for Austin Anderson, his second of the game, and a big one there to get the first out here in the 6th. One away, still runners at first and second. Batting is Corey Apker, the first baseman. First pitch, a big swing and a miss. Twists him all up. Big, long guy, and now that one, he looked like a rubber band getting twirled around and all twisted up. The 0-1 pitch to him, takes high. At first base is Dawson Prickle. At second base, after the leadoff single, is, well, it's the courtesy runner for the pitcher, Caleb Coffin. That is Josh Hess. The 1-1 is outside to Apker, and he's got a 2-0 count, or excuse me, 2-1 count. Nobody thrown in the bullpen for Roseburg here in the 6th inning. They trail 6-0. 2 balls and a strike. Anderson. Pitch misses. Not by much. Strike zone has been tight today. Ahead in the at-bat, 3-1. Apker stands back in. Gets a line drive, foul down the third base side. Just hooked enough. Landing in foul territory by all of maybe 8 feet. Takes us to a full count, 1 away. Runners at first and second looking for a ground ball to get out of things here in the 6th. Anderson delivers. It's a line drive to left field instead. Littlefield will come up with it. He fires back in to Mandera, the cutoff man. A 1-out single to left field, and the bases are loaded. Hess goes to third.
The batter, number 3, Eli Seno.
And up to second is Prickle. At first base, Apker. Bases loaded with 1 away. First pitch is outside to Eli Seno, who had a double in the 5th inning but was left stranded at third. Defense plays in on the grass. The 1-0 fouled to the netting behind home. Temperature cooling off from our mid-70s we had earlier today. 1-1 pitch outside. Spencer knocking it down, keeping the runners on base where they are. 2 balls and a strike with the bases loaded. Looking at 74 degrees here in Roseburg. It's a ground ball to third. It's knocked down by Mandera. He'll go to the plate to get the lead runner, and that'll save a run for Roseburg. Mandera, just a bulldog at third. Took that one, a sharp ground ball off the turf, bounces up into the chest. He knocks it down, stays with it, and makes the force out at home. On with the fielder's choice will go Seno, excuse me. Out at the plate was Hess running for Coffin. 2 down, bases still loaded. Mandera doing everything you'd like to see a third baseman do. Batting is Taylor Langworthy, a left fielder, 0 for 3 today, and he takes the first pitch for a called strike. Austin Anderson trying to work out of the bases loaded jam. Bases were loaded with just 1 out. He gets a ground ball to get 1 out. Looking to finish it off here. The 0-1 is high. A ball and a strike. Bases loaded, 2 down. Defense plays back now. The 1-1 in the air to right side. In foul territory. Stoffel chasing to the fence. It's out of play. Tracking it as if he wanted to pull it back, and he just ran out of room. 2 strikes, though, against Langworthy now. Langworthy 0 for 3 with a couple of ground outs and reached on an error on a ball. Hard hit up the middle, but could have been played by Van Norman at second. And that ended up starting off the scoring in the 2nd inning for Sheldon. A 1-2 pitch. Popped up again behind home. 6 will chase, but he's going to run out of room as well, and it'll be another foul ball. Austin Anderson, he came in back in the 3rd inning. He has pitched 3 full innings so far, trying to get to 3 1/3. He's already up to 78 pitches in this game. He has thrown a lot. Langworthy at the plate with the 1-2 count. Bases loaded and just missing with the pitch. Count will go to 2-2 for Anderson. Runners take their lead with 2 away. A 2-2 pitch coming up. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Langworthy will go down looking. So the 3rd strikeout of the game for Austin Anderson, and he works himself out of a jam with that final Morwell drilling strikeout here in the 6th. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 6-0 lead for Sheldon as the Roseburg Indians got to get some offense going. In the top of the 6th, no runs on 2 hits, no errors for the Indians, and 3 runners left on base for the Irish. It's Caleb Coffin still on the mound when we return on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Bottom of the 6th inning, it's 6-0 Sheldon in front of Roseburg. Joey Kieran here with you. Today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home and by our friends at Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Leading things off for the Indians, it's Luke Van Norman, the 9-hitter. First pitch swinging in the air again for Roseburg. Van Norman on the infield will fly out to the shortstop, Cal Morgan. A lot of pop-ups for Roseburg here today, and a lot of them coming on the infield.
Now the top of the order for Roseburg, Spencer 6.
Spencer 6 will stand in with 1 out and nobody on. First pitch to Spencer, outside from the righty to the lefty. Spencer 1 for 3 in the game, laying down a bunt single back in the 4th. On the mound, Coffin still dealing. Swing and a miss by Spencer. The 1-1, swing and a miss by Spencer. Big cut on that one. Reminder, we'll have Blazers basketball coming up for you when we go off the air. Looks like we will not get done in time for the pregame show, but we'll definitely be done in time for the tip-off of that one. Outside to Spencer, a 2-2 count now against Caleb Coffin. Two-two delivery. Coffin, deep breath, kicks and fires. And it's in the dirt for a full count. So we will join the pregame show in progress here on 1490 The Score, but we'll have Blazers basketball. Game 5, Portland looking to clinch that first-round series against the Thunder. 3-2 pitch, high and away, ball 4. Or not? Yeah, that's ball 4. And apparently nobody knew it was ball 4. So 6 will get on to first. He leads the team in walks, picks up his 12th of the year. And for Caleb Coffin, That is his 5th walk of this game, but Roseburg's just not been able to take advantage of it as the first pitch misses here to Caden Johnson, who is 0 for today, 0 for 3. 1-0 delivery, 1 out, 1 on. It's low and outside. Some action still going on in the bullpen for the Irish. Still looks like Boyd down there throwing. The 2-0 pitch. And the count goes to 3-0. Roseburg has an arm up and throwing in the bullpen as well. I believe that's Jet Black. It is. So he could be either coming in or could be ready for relief if needed. 3-0 pitch is taken for strike 1 by Johnson. Caden now will likely have the green light ready to go. Spencer 6 on at first. Caden is 0 for 3, popped out to right field his last time up. 3-1 pitch. It's low for ball 4, and that'll put another runner on base as Roseburg. 2 runners on. They need a lot more than that, but it's a start. And out of the dugout now will come the pitching coach here for the Sheldon Irish. While we pause for the meeting on the mound for the Sheldon Irish, let's go ahead and check in with Josh Nelson for another Garrettson Building Supplies scoreboard update. Josh?
All right, thanks, Joey. As of right now in the Southwest Conference, South Medford versus Grants Pass. This is the final now. South Medford beating Grants Pass 5-1. In the 6th inning, Southern leads Douglas 4-1. And as I said earlier, Oregon State loses in extra innings 7-6 to Nevada with a walk-off home run.
All right, thank you, Josh. Garrettson Building Supply, building relationships, building projects, building materials. That's Garrettson Building Supply, supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. So meeting on the mound with the big hitter at the plate, Doran Gillespie, 2 for 3 today for Roseburg. Roseburg with just 4 hits in this ball game. Doran with half of them. Hits here with the big moment, though. He had a runner on in scoring position back in the 4th inning and couldn't bring anybody around. He'll stand in now with 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. Also finding out from the JV game, Roseburg JV now leading there 9-7 in the top of the 6th inning. The 0-1 is fouled off and quickly to an 0-2 count now for Doran Gillespie. Johnson takes the lead at first, 6 out at second. They both reach on walks, 1 away. Kick and fire for Coffin. It's a ball in the air to right field, behind first. And it's Corey Apker, the first baseman, that will make the catch in foul territory. And yet again, Roseburg unable to come through with a runner in scoring position. That a pop out in foul territory.
Number 13, Zach Van Deren.
And Doran Gillespie, who had been so hot to start the game, now 2 for 4. Still a great day, but he's not been able to come through in the clutch. Zach Mandera's been on base 3 times. First pitch swinging for him. He fouls it away down the first base side. Mandera reaching on an error, a fielder's choice, and a walk in this one. Each time he's been left standing at second base. The 0-1 pitch now for Mandera, swing and a miss at a breaking ball. And the count goes to 0-2. Spencer 6 at second. Caden Johnson at first. Some much needed runs for Roseburg if they hope to come back in this one, trailing 6-0. But with 2 outs, they've got to start getting the ball off the bat. They're playing Mandera as a pull hitter. The 0-2. Pulls it down the left field side, but foul. No balls, 2 strikes now. Still the count here against Mandera. Officially 0 for 2, reaching base 3 times. The 0-2 delivery. Got underneath it in the air. Shallow center field, could be a tough play to make. And the center fielder, Seno, will call off the shortstop, Morgan, to make the out, and that'll finish off things for Roseburg in the bottom of the 6th. It'll come down to their final at-bats in the 7th that they hope to come back in this one. It's 6-0 after 6 innings of play. We head to the 7th. Sheldon leading Roseburg big on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Go to the 7th inning. Roseburg trailing 6-0. New man on the mound for the Roseburg Indians will be Jet Black. He takes over. Jet coming in from center field. And he will pitch the 7th inning, trying to keep it a 6-0 game. Moving to center field will be Doran Gillespie. And re-entering the game after the DH was eliminating the DH. Garrett Zymet will come into the game for Trevor Muir and play in right field. So Jet Black on the mound. First pitch, he fires in a strike as Jet will face the 8-9-1 hitters. It's Tate Bynum at the plate. His 0-1 pitch takes in the dirt for a 1-1 count. Bynum 0 for 1 in the game, 2 walks and a strikeout. He takes low for a 2-1 count. Ground ball chopper, third base side. Mandera charging. Couldn't get it out of the glove, and it'll be an infield single for Tate Bynum.
Looks like our scoreboard has had just a little bit too much coffee today.
So 1 on with nobody out here to start things off in the 7th. Bynum reaching base for a second time today, but his first hit. Squaring to bunt now. Throw down to first. It's off the glove for Stoffel. They had the runner off the bag. Backing up the play will be Zymet. Nate Brown at the plate, tried to square to bunt. It was a strike. Against Brown, he did not connect and out at first base. Bynum well off the bag, but the throw from Spencer Six was too high, and Stoffel couldn't put down a tag. Squaring to bunt now again is Brown. He'll pull back, a throw again to first, and back in safely goes Bynum, excuse me. That time the throw from Six right on target, but Bynum not as far off the bag that go round. 6-0 the score. We are in the top of the 7th inning. Squaring again to bunt, first base side. Brown hustles to first, but the throw in time to get him, a sac bunt. Moving a runner up to second. 1 away. Jet coming off the mound to field that bunt and make the put out. Bynum up to second base. Top of the order here. It is Cal Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 4 today as he swings and misses at the first pitch from Jet Black. So Austin Anderson's day is done. Not a bad job in relief. He pitched 3 1/3 innings. Coming in for Garrett Zimet. The 0-1 from Black is in the air. Morgan flying it out to Zimet. He makes the catch. No tag in advance at second base. And there's 2 away. Morgan will likely go 0 for 5 in the leadoff spot for Sheldon. 2 down, and it's now the pitcher of record for Sheldon, Caleb Coffin, who will step in, and we'll see if he pitches the 7th, but there's been action in the bullpen. It could be Andrew Boyd to come in against Roseburg in the 7th inning. First pitch from Jet is a breaking ball. It's for strike 1. The 0-1, ground ball to short, picked up by Johnson. Throw to first base is there for the out. Jet Black comes in and has a nice clean 7th inning. Now Roseburg has to get the bats going. They trail 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Final at-bats for the Indians, barring extra innings. We'll come back, see how this one concludes on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Oh, looks like coming in to pitch and close this one out will be Andrew Boyd. He comes in for Tate Bynum, the right fielder, who will leave the game. And done on the mound will be Caleb Coffin. He pitches 6 strong innings. Pitching a shutout could be the first of the game first of the season for Roseburg if they cannot get a run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And it'll be Andrew Boyd to take over on the mound. The right-handed pitcher facing Jet Black to lead things off. And his first pitch is a called strike 1. Jet Black today 0 for 2 with a walk. The 0-1 pitch gets underneath it, down the right field side, and out of play. Roseburg in the ball game. No runs on 4 hits. They've committed 3 errors and 6 runs on 8 hits. 1 error for Sheldon in this one. It was not a clean game early on, but after that, both teams have settled in. Mostly, though, it has been Sheldon and has been lights out. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Jet will have a 1-2 count. For Roseburg, they've got the 4 hits. Doran Gillespie with 2 of them. Spencer 6 with 1, and 1 in the 5th by Jay Stoffel. That is all the hits. So the 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. As Jet puts one in the air, and there's another hit. Jet will get his first of the day, a soft liner into left field. And Roseburg able to get the leadoff man on. Jet will stay at first base. Good speed out there from him. Jet on at first for a second time. Jay Stoffel will hit. He is 1 for 2 today. A hit by pitch mixed in there as well. His 4th time at the plate. He is facing Andrew Boyd. First pitch, a called strike. So Coffin goes 6 innings worked. He's in line for the win. Gave up just 4 hits, no runs. He walked 6 and struck out 2, but he's in line for the win. It's a chopper through the infield to third base. Throw to first will get Stoffel. At third, Dawson Prickle making the play up to second base. Goes Jet Black. Roseburg needing more than just 1. They need 6 to tie this one up, 7 to win it in walk-off fashion.
Mason Littlefield.
So they're going to need a lot more offense coming up. Mason Littlefield will get a chance to hit here. 0 for 2 with a walk in there today. First pitch to him's low for ball 1. 1 away, man at second base for Roseburg. They have not been good with runners in scoring position today. One 1-0 pitch for Littlefield. Popped out to right his last time up. He takes high for ball 2. So the final line for Caleb Coffin, 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, no runs, 6 walks, 2 strikeouts. Austin Anderson in relief went 3 1/3 innings, gave up 4 hits, no runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. On to pitch now is Andrew Boyd trying to close it out. Not a save opportunity. Boyd missing on the outside edge. .30 pitch now for Littlefield. Low, and it's ball 4. Need a few more of those for the Indians. First and second, 1 away. And it'll be Garrett Zimet that gets a chance to hit. Was getting DH for earlier on, but he comes into the game for Trevor Muir in right field. And so Garrett now batting for himself, looking to help out the cause. He's not had many at-bats this season as he takes the first pitch off speed for a strike on the outside corner. Batting .111 this year. He has scored twice, but he has struck out 6 times. 0-1 pitch to Zimet with 2 on and 1 away. Fouls it back for strike 2. Coming up after tonight's game, if it does end here in the 7th, we'll have your Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Let them make the run of the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. The 0-2 pitch from Boyd. Fouled away. And staying alive, Garrett Zimet. Luke Van Norman waiting on deck, the 9-hitter. Then it'd be back to the top of the lineup. That's what Roseburg's hoping for here. They have to have a lot of guys at the plate to catch up. The 0-2 pitch from Boyd, a breaking ball way high. He did not get the snap on that pitch that he wanted. One ball, 2 strikes. Zimet at the plate. Littlefield at first, Black at second. That ball fouled off again and staying alive. Garrett Zimet battling against Andrew Boyd. Andrew Boyd, a sophomore right-hander. He was able to get an RBI as a batter back on Wednesday last week against Grants Pass. 1-2 delivery again from Boyd. It's in the dirt, bounces away. Runners will move up. And it's a 2-2 count now for Garrett Zimet. Wild pitch. Black goes to third, Littlefield to second. Again, Roseburg trails 6-0, so for Sheldon, really, those 2 runners on base don't mean a whole lot. Just 1 out right now, and that does help Roseburg out. It eliminates that automatic double play opportunity. 2-2 for Zimet. Pitches outside, and the count will go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Boyd, with runners at second and third, delivers. Outside for ball 4. The bases are loaded. Still, with Roseburg trailing 6-0, that's still not a big deal.
Next batter, number 12, Luke Van Norman.
Even the runner at first, Garrett Zimet, not a really critical runner for Sheldon to worry about. If Luke Van Norman were to get a hold of one and send it out of here, it's still a 2-run lead for Sheldon on top of Roseburg. So visit out to the mound for the coaching staff here. Probably telling them, hey, calm down. You got plenty of room to work with here. Today's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel, Mahalo Heating and Cooling, and by our friends at Good Vibrations. Try and see if we can find any scores from the Roseburg-Sheldon softball game. Not sure if that one has gone final yet. Hey, Russ, you heard a score from the softball game at all? Lost 3-1. That's too bad. Russ Bolin making a stop in the press box. Appreciate the info. So Roseburg softball losing for the first time in conference play to the Sheldon Irish. Sheldon, a very good team. They also came in undefeated in conference play. And so Sheldon will take over first place in the conference. Roseburg will fall a game behind. But 3-1, not a bad score there. Luke Van Norman, the 9-hitter at the plate. He's been on base twice. The lefty will take the first pitch for a strike from Andrew Boyd after a lengthy meeting on the mound there for the Irish. Van Norman walked in the first, reached on a drop third strike in the fourth, looking for his first hit. The 0-1 pitch, back up the middle, and it goes by into center field. Roseburg will break the shutout. Heading to the plate, the throw, not in time. Scoring will be Littlefield. And Van Norman, an RBI single, drives in 2, and Roseburg's on the board, but still work to do here in the bottom of the 7th. Hard ground ball back up the middle. Took a wild hop on the second baseman, Nate Brown. If it didn't, I thought for a moment he might be able to make a play on it. It looked at first like that one was for sure getting through the infield, but a nice Legion Field bounce helps Roseburg out, sending that one into center field, and 2 runs will come in to score. On the single by Luke Van Norman. Up to second base went Garrett Zimet, and now the top of the order for Roseburg. Spencer Six will bat, and he takes the first pitch for a called strike. Can Roseburg pull off a miracle? They trail 6-2. Spencer Six gets a hold of one out to left field, but it will be caught. Back to second goes Zimet, and there's 2 away. So 2 down. Langworthy there to make the catch in left field. 2 down, and Caden Johnson will bat. Johnson currently at the plate representing the runner that would get him within 1 as he takes high for ball 1. So the on-deck batter is the game-tying run. That's Doran Gillespie. Can a 2-out rally happen for Roseburg here in the bottom of the 7th? They trail 6-2. The 1-0 pitch from Boyd inside below the knees for Johnson. Reminder, we will go to Blazers pregame coming up once we get done with Roseburg baseball here on 1490 The Score. 2-0 pitch, misses high for a 3-0 count now to Johnson. .30 count. At second base, Garrett Zimet. At first base, Luke Van Norman. The 3-0 is low and outside, almost got away from Lugo. The walk will load the bases, and it brings the game-tying run to the plate for Roseburg in the form of Doran Gillespie.
Next batter, number 11, Doran Gillespie.
Zimet to third. Van Norman to second. Johnson on at first. Good speed around the bases. Good speed at the plate. And Doran Gillespie. Andrew Boyd on the mound. Bases loaded with 2 outs. First pitch is high for ball 1. Roseburg trying to do to Sheldon what Sheldon did to Roseburg back in the 2nd inning. Just kind of chip away and score some runs. Sheldon scoring 6 runs in the second without really getting any big hits. For Roseburg, a 1-0 pitch now for Gillespie. He times it up and takes for strike one. Right around the hip level. Timing it up on that inside corner. He didn't want to go after it, but he got a chance to get a good look at a fastball from Boyd. 1-1 count. They're playing Gillespie straight up, although a pretty decent gap out in the right center alley. The 1-1, it beans him, and that'll bring in a run. No, it didn't. I thought it popped off the glove. I thought it beaned him. It looked like it bounced off his front shoulder, but it instead just pops out of the glove for Lugo. And it'll stay a 2-1 count. The ball did not get away from Lugo too far, so the runners all hold. A walk would bring in a run. Beanball would as well. Gillespie rockets one left side, but foul. That one jumped off the bat for Gillespie, but got around on it a bit too much. The foul ball makes it a 2-2 count. Roseburg down to their final strike at the moment with 2 down. They trail by 4, bases loaded. Doran Gillespie at the plate trying to be a hero. Keep the game going. The 2-2 pitch from Boyd. Delivers. Fouled it back, got just a piece of it. Gillespie stays alive, chasing the high heat. Gillespie will take a moment as he steps back into the box. The 2-2 pitch coming up. Boyd trying to finish it off, give the win to Sheldon. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. Gillespie goes down, and Sheldon gives Roseburg its first loss in conference play. 6-2 the final score. Sheldon hangs on for the win despite Roseburg's best efforts here in the 7th. But you can look to multiple moments early on in this game where Roseburg had the chances and couldn't cash in. We'll come back to a quick pregame or post-game show and then get you to Blazers basketball coming up here. This has been Roseburg Baseball on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball from 541radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Final from Legion Field, 6-2. The score as the Roseburg Indians fall to the Sheldon Irish. Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal. Call them at 673-7122. Coming up in the post-game, we will recap how things played out here for Roseburg tonight, and we'll name our South River Community Health Center Player of the Game. Well, Sheldon comes in. They get 6 runs in the top of the second inning, and that would be enough as they would hold off Roseburg until the bottom of the 7th. Roseburg gets 2 runs across, but that would be all they could manage tonight against the Irish. Caleb Coffin goes 6 innings worked. He gave up 4 hits, but no runs, 6 walks, 2 strikeouts as he kept the Indians' bats off balance all night. And then Andrew Boyd came in, pitched the final inning, gave up 2 runs, but it wasn't enough for Roseburg as they fall 6-2. Taking the loss tonight will be Garrett Zymet. He goes to 2-1 in conference play. Zymet finishes out the night 2 2/3 innings work, gave up 3 hits, 6 runs, 1 of them earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Your final numbers tonight: 6 runs on 8 hits, 1 error for Sheldon, and 2 runs on 6 hits and 3 errors for the Roseburg Indians. That top of the 6th inning for Sheldon started out with a single by Isaiah Lugo, then an error at third base by Corey Apker. Now that single by Lugo was off the bag at third. A tough play to be made by Zach Mandera. Not really much you could do with it, so it was a bit of lucky there to get Lugo on base. Then an error on a hard-hit ball past Zach Mandera, and Mandera just got his glove on it a bit but didn't field it cleanly, got in behind him. So then you had 2 runners on, a single for Eli Seno. Made the bases loaded, and then a ball up the middle that went off the glove of Luke Van Norman at second. He tried to backhand. It wasn't necessarily an easy play on a hard-hit ball, but it went off the glove into center field. An error there, scoring 2 runs. Scoring a run for Sheldon. Then a walk brought in another run. A single brought in another run. And then a fielder's choice and an error on a throw to the plate brought in another run. 3 errors total in that second inning. A sacrifice or a walk brought in a walk with the bases loaded brought in a run. A sacrifice fly brought in a run. It was less than ideal for the Roseburg Indians in the second. 6 runs would come in for Sheldon. They lead 6-0 all the way to the 7th inning. Roseburg scores 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th on a single by Luke Van Norman, driving in 2, but that would be all they would get as a strikeout with the bases loaded would end it for the Irish. They get the win. Sheldon improves to 3-4 in conference play, 8-9 overall. Roseburg drops to 6-1 in the Southwest Conference and 9-4 overall on this season. Roseburg, depending on what happens with South Eugene, could be in a tie for first when all things are said and done here at the end of the day. So a tough one here today for Roseburg. After a week off, they came out looking a little bit rusty. We'll see if they can knock off the rust, gearing up for a big showdown against South Eugene coming up on Saturday. We'll come back, look at more of the numbers for you, and wrap things up here in the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. I'm Joey Keyran. Roseburg falls 6-2 at home against Sheldon tonight here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
There's a lot of moments there, Carmen. A lot of coulda, woulda, shouldas in that one. Welcome back to the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run to the dome for you. 673-7122. Roseburg Disposal postgame show continues on as we look at some of the individual numbers from tonight's matchup. Get you stats as we recap Roseburg's 6-2 loss against the Sheldon Irish. We'll also have your South River Community Health Center player of the game coming up to announce as well. Let's take a look first at the visiting Sheldon Irish. Leading the way with a pair of hits, Isaiah Lugo goes 2 for 4 and a run scored, and Eli Seno goes 2 for 4 with a run scored as well. Taylor Langworthy goes 0 for 4 in the ball game, but he does drive in 2 runs in today's game as well. So he has, I think those come on the error on the ball that he put in play back in the second inning. So 2 RBI for Langworthy despite finishing without a hit. Let's see here. Caleb Coffin also finished with a hit and an RBI. And Corey Apker goes 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Trent Bynum, goes 1 for 2 with a run scored and 2 walks. And 1 for 2 on the day for Nate Brown with a run scored, an RBI, and a walk in there as well. For Roseburg, 2 hits in the day for Doran Gillespie. Went 2 for 2 to start the game, but then ended up finishing 2 for 5 today. 1 for 4 for Spencer Six. 1 for 3 for Jet Black. 1 for 3 for Jay Stoffel. And 1 for 3 for Luke Van Norman with 2 RBI in the game here today. Pitching numbers, Caleb Coffin gets the win. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, no runs, 6 walks, 2 strikeouts. Taking the loss, Garrett Zymet, as Zymet goes 2 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 6 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Coming in relief, got to give some credit to Austin Anderson. 3 1/3 innings work, gave up 4 hits, no runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Did a nice job pitching out of some jams that he did kind of create, giving up some walks, but he was able to pitch around the trouble and kept things scoreless for Sheldon after the 6 runs in the second. So wanted to give some credit there to Austin Anderson for his relief pitching performance tonight for the Roseburg Indians. It's time now here in the postgame show to name our South River Community Health Center player of the game, serving Douglas County, providing primary medical care and behavioral health care for children, teens, and adults. Visit South River Community Health Center online at south-river.org. Tonight's player of the game is Luke Van Norman. Van Norman, the junior infielder, finished the night going 1 for 3, drives in the only 2 runs of the game for the Roseburg Indians, coming up with a clutch hit in the 7th inning to help Roseburg break the goose egg. They avoid the shutout. Would have been their first shutout loss of this season. So congratulations to Luke Van Norman, our South River Community Health Center player of the game. It's time to get one last look of our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. We check in with Josh Nelson, who's got a look at some scores from other action going on of note here tonight.
All right, thanks, Joey. So around Douglas County, Reedsport in baseball beat Myrtle Point 11-0. Sutherland final beat Douglas 4-1, and Riddle/Days Creek beat Lost River 7-0. In softball, Douglas beat Sutherland Douglas lost to Sutherland 11-14. In the Southwest Conference for baseball, Grants Pass lost to South Medford. South Medford pulls out the win 5-1. And then in Pac-12 play, Oregon State falls to Nevada 7-6 in a 10-inning thriller. And then Roseburg for softball in Southwest Conference did fall to Sheldon for their first loss of conference play.
All righty, 3-1, excuse me, the final score of that softball matchup between Roseburg and Sheldon. Coming up next for the Roseburg Indians, it'll be a road contest doubleheader on Saturday at South Eugene. Roseburg beating South Eugene here at home 1 week ago to take over sole possession of first place. Now with the loss to Sheldon here today, when the two teams meet in Eugene at South Eugene High School coming up on Tuesday night, could be a very big matchup coming up for the Roseburg boys as they look to try and hang on to first place in the conference. So that'll be an exciting one there. First pitch of the doubleheader on Saturday starts at noon. We'll have coverage for you starting at 11:45 here on the radio and streaming live online at 541radio.com as well. As we wrap it up here, folks, want to say thanks to the Sheldon Irish for being here today. Head Coach Kellen Hobie for helping us out with the pregame information for today's contest. I want to say thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bolin, Head Coach Troy Thompson, and the entire Roseburg baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball here on 1490 The Score. I want to say thanks to Chance Terrell back in the studio for the radio production, and thanks to Josh Nelson for helping out here on site with the video production here today. And as always, want to say thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran, folks. We hope you guys tune in on Saturday when the Roseburg Indians head up north to Eugene to take on the South Eugene Axe. It'll be a doubleheader with the first game starting at noon. And the second game expected to start around 2. Our pregame coverage starts at 11:45. Before we send it off here, we want to remind you we've got Blazers pregame coming up when we return. Portland Trailblazers basketball game 5 coming up tonight. The Blazers looking to try and secure a first-round win over the Oklahoma City Thunder. A win tonight would do so. If they can get the victory, they would move on in the Western Conference playoffs. So stay tuned. Tip-off coming up at about 7:30, and we will take you to pregame as they wrap up the pregame show for Blazers basketball, getting ready for tonight's tip-off. So we'll have that for you coming up next. Again, our next broadcast for Roseburg baseball coming up Saturday, pregame at 11:45. Catch it streaming online at 541radio.com or on Douglas County's home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. All right, Chance, so you're going to have to